Hi guys, it's Parsifal, and I'm back with another sketchbook tour. This one was specifically for the Draw 10 a Day for 10 Days challenge that was first started by, I believe, Holly Brown here on YouTube. I will link her in the description, and the challenge as well. So the challenge is basically, for 10 days, you draw 10 pages in your sketchbook, and it's all things that you really, really don't like drawing. Things that you are really not good at and you kind of despise, admittedly. At least that's how it was for me. But I had a bit of time this past month to actually sit down and do it, because the one thing that I found is that this challenge is really difficult if you don't have a lot of time on your hands. Not that you can't do it, it's just it would take a lot of your free time. And it's absolutely doable for anyone in any situation, I think, but it's just extremely difficult if you have, say, a 9-to-5 job. I don't think I could have finished it if I wasn't on vacation at the time, basically. So, yeah, this was a really, really cheap $2 sketchbook I got at my school store back a couple months ago. It's got really, really crappy paper. This is not actually a sticker, it's a piece of notebook paper that was from the Fifth Element art book, and there was like a writing notebook with it that came with these sheets of paper, so I taped that on here because I liked how that looked. I made that sticker, and I also made this one. This one was actually a misprint of my Marcus Falafi sticker because the colors were weird in the printer, so I think we were out of ink on one of them, so I just had to replace it. And the rest of them are just random stickers and washi tape that I had lying around. So, oh yeah, this is another one from the art book, from the Fifth Element one. And then that's Sticky Dilly Buns and just other random ones. So this is a Selection brand sketchbook. It's 8.5 by 5.5, 140 pages. So that's that's 70 sheets, give or take. It was $2.59 in Canadian dollars, so it's really, really, really thin. And I will have to cover up that private information down there, but I'll do that in annotations. Basically, I started with this, and first day I wrote the day and I stamped everything. First day, I was just sort of getting used to doing things, so I wanted to try and do things in ink, whether it be monochrome or whatever, but I definitely want to at least take a pen or something and line all of my sketches. So the first day was plants, and that turned out fine, but this is how I found out that this paper was so thin it couldn't really take ink. It would warp and bleed horribly, so I stopped doing ink after that. Even though I really like how a lot of these turned out, it just wasn't feasible for a long-term challenge. It also took me a lot longer than I liked to have finished this first page. I think it took me like 8 hours, which it really shouldn't have taken me 8 hours just to do 10 pages. I mean, maybe, but at least not for something like this. And you can also see the I don't know if there's a technical term for it, but it's like textured speckling here for when the water and ink and liquid just kind of bled through horribly. Day 2 was cars. I think it was supposed to be your favorite car, singular, but I'm just not very good at drawing cars in general, so I wanted to get a bit of diversity in here, and I just drew whatever cars my friends suggested to me. So I just went to my friends and said, "What's your favorite car?" And I drew whatever they suggested. That would also prevent me from doing the same thing over and over again because I thought it was easy. Third day was European buildings, and you can see by days 2 and 3, I stopped trying to ink them, or color them with ink rather, and I just sketched and then took a red pen and inked over the significant lines. Some of them are a little bit better than others because of lack of detail in terms of the ink lines, but overall I enjoyed it. And this is the Berlin TV Tower, which I guess isn't technically what the prompt intended, but it's in Europe, it's a building, it counts. Mechanical objects was day 4, and I honestly didn't have a lot of mechanical objects around me. Surprisingly, the room I was staying with was not super filled with mechanical things, or if they were, then they weren't somewhere I could go find them because I was renting, so I didn't want to like go in someone else's drawers looking for things to draw. So I just drew what I could and referenced the rest of them on off of like Google Images and stuff like that. Day 5 was animals in motion, and this was actually, if you've seen my other video about going to the zoo and drawing animals, you might know that I said that drawing animals in general is just good to get you into the practice of it. And I felt like even though I wasn't very good at these animals, because I did try, but I don't think that many of them are super great, it was a good starting point for actually getting used to drawing animals again, because after this, when I went to the zoo, I felt like I understood how the animals worked better. Day 6 was probably one of the easiest for me. It was characters and locations, and while I despise backgrounds as much as anyone else, I actually really like how this one turned out, though. I also just don't have as much problem putting characters and backgrounds as I'd like. Or not that as I'd like, but as someone else might, because I just got out of, like, a perspective class last year, learning how to make backgrounds and make things in perspective, and it's not the best because I wasn't going all out and things, but it wasn't like these animals back here. It wasn't my like first time in a long time doing things, so I was able to at least put some semblance of backgrounds into the images to make it a scene, and even if they might have been sparse, it was able to ground the characters in a location. And yeah, it's not the best thing in the world because I was, again, trying to do this on a time crunch and trying to finish 10 pages in a day, but it was also one of those things that I felt that I got more experience out of just trying to place them in locations. Day 7 was footwear and various shoes, which I had a lot of fun with because I could draw some of my favorite shoes, complex shoes, weird looking shoes, shoe parts I had trouble with. I like drawing feet. I don't find them easy, but I like drawing them because I want to get better at them. So this one was my favorite from that day because I love these greaves and I stylized them for my characters a lot. But yeah, I just really enjoyed drawing shoes because I thought it was good exercise for me. Day 8 was hands in motion. I don't really have much trouble with hands, but it was also just enjoyable to draw because I like drawing hands. Hands are fun, and it was good to sit down and study them again. I can't draw guns though. I should have done that for mechanical objects, but I can't draw guns at all. So I just wrote gun on this. Don't do that. Day 9 is patterns and backgrounds. I had some trouble with this because I couldn't figure out what counted as a pattern in a background or not. And in the challenge, there are some examples that you can use for trying to figure it out or not, but I still struggled sometimes. I did a lot of fences. I did some like Baroque walls and some weird wallpaper, but that's really what I wasn't sure if it would count or not, like wallpaper and floor tiles. But I tried to avoid doing those as much as possible. This one I really screwed up on. I have no idea how this pattern works. Props to anyone who can draw this. And I also did stonework, which I'm also not sure if it counts, but it is kind of a pattern. And then these weird buildings that are from England or something. And then day 10 was the last day, and that was choosing people from a time period and drawing them. And I chose Romans because my brother loves Romans, and I wanted to draw stuff that, like, reminded me of my brother. I don't know. I just thought Romans were fun, and I really liked finding out the different armors. This is actually my character Lamb, hence the ear and the missing ear, because this is a legatus? I'm not sure. Legate? I'm sure my brother will correct me sometime after he sees this video, but I'm not good at pronunciation. But my character Lamb Neolens is a legate, which is Like, at least in Neoland's D&D terms for our world, it means he's a general. But, it was themed off of the Roman, legatus, like whatever. So I decided to draw him in this outfit. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed looking at the different types of armor they had. And I want to use this as inspiration for other armor at some point. This is Roman Centurion and various like senator type characters. And then yeah, this is the final page of that. I had just enough pages to finish because I doubled up on some with like the hands and the feet. But most of the others I only did it on one side because this paper is so thin. If I did too much coloring on one side, you can see it bleed through on the other, and it was just not great. But yeah, I figured I would share this with you guys because I'm actually pretty proud that I was able to finish this challenge, and I want to show it online so other people could see it. As per usual, if you have any questions or things you'd like me to talk about, or other sketchbook videos that you'd like me to do, though I do have some planned in the future, you can leave those down in the comments below, or contact me on any of my social media, which is also down in the description. Wow, I'm messing up this exit. I am so sorry. It's not called an exit, it's an outro. But yeah, as per usual, thank you all for your support. I'll see you guys later. Bye!